Politicians at all levels of government across the country are struggling to adapt to the new reality of Donald Trump. And the challenge is particularly acute for the Parti Québécois. Leader Paul St-Pierre Plamondon, known as PSPP, has revitalized the party, which has been leading in the polls over the last year. But Trump has changed everything. And suddenly, the PQ's #1 priority seems way out of step with the current mood.
What we have seen in the past few weeks, and obviously this is directly related to what I might call the Trump eclipse right now. In Canada and in Quebec, we see that support for sovereignty has gone down to its lowest level that we've measured in many, many years.
People are questioning whether or not it's a good time for Quebec to even think about being a country, even in a situation when even a G7 country, which is Canada, it seems too small to be sitting right next to Donald Trump.
Many Quebecers say the province needs to unite with the rest of Canada to counter Trump's tariff threat. PSPP doesn't see it that way.
It's one thing to say that Canada needs to be united, but if it's not, and other provinces are working for their business, not minding Quebec's business, I mean, that's the reality. And I've been saying from the start, we should have a strong Team Quebec that looks at our interest in the situation.
Some analysts say that's a tough position to defend right now.
In a situation where the country needs to resist to a push from their giant neighbor, it's difficult to make a case that maybe Quebec should do something on its own and not be part of that united front that the country needs to put forward to defend itself against Donald Trump.
PQ supporters say PSPP's trademark is that he sticks to his guns, particularly on the issue of Quebec independence.
And we cannot stop and change about a fundamental project like that when you see those turbulence you see in the world, because we won't be credible if we do that.
The PQ has another Trump problem too. Generally, the party is left-leaning and socially progressive, but PSPP sort of lines up with Trump on one major issue.
We're going to make sure that it's good and it's not going to be woke. There's no more woke in this country. This woke has cost us a fortune and cost us our reputation.
Wokisme est un mouvement à proprement dit antidémocratique qui refuse le dialogue et qui se sert de l'intimidation et de la désinformation pour imposer son agenda. Et les gens sont tannés. Moi le premier.
Some analysts say maintaining that position is also problematic for the PQ.
The key issues that have been very popular and useful for a lot of parties related to identity politics have lost their edge. They're not very important to voters right now.
If you're putting forward ideas that Donald Trump would like, maybe Canadians do not like that idea anymore just because Donald Trump is associated with it.
But PQ supporters say that PSPP's anti-woke stance is much more nuanced and thoughtful than Trump's.
Mr. St-Pierre Plamondon is saying is that it's the way to do politics that it's not good with wokeism, which is to accuse, to shame people when they're not in the right lane. This is the aspect that he's criticizing. There will never be or had been a discussion about rolling back protection for minorities like you see in the United States.
The PQ may be vulnerable on these issues in the current climate, but the election is still a year and a half away, and time could be on the PQ's side, or not.
There's a lot that can happen until then, but the one thing that we know will last for 4 years is the presidency of Donald Trump.